let's get Aaron McGathy out here. It was also.
Hello.
Did you like the movie, Aaron?
I did like the movie. I'm going to steal a line from a review. It's a movie about finding your people, and so I think for that reason, it's great.
It does what it sets out to do.
It does. I look like a real bummer in it, but it's great.
But that's not really true.
No.
You just don't look like the genius and muse and like person that's funnier than me and person that the documentary should be about, like, which is the truth.
True. Well, I thank you for your flattery.
When you focus the camera on me, my girlfriend becomes a person pushing a shopping cart, and at various points I take a shit on her to be funny. And so it's not an accurate portrayal of our relationship, but it is an accurate portrayal of what an asshole boyfriend I am.
I'm going to take what you're saying all the way to the bank and tell you guys that they cut out me figuring out almost the way to cure cancer. And almost. At one point, there were all these people in a soup line, and I stood in front of them, and I started delivering this like comedic speech, and they all suddenly were full.
They went and got jobs.
Yeah.
There's hundreds and hundreds of hours of. I mean, it's 600 hours of footage. I saw cuts where all of a sudden you're just following Jeff like around the city, and he's alone, and he suddenly explains why he always, every time the bus stops, breaks off and goes to be by himself and reads a book, and then he starts talking about his mother, and that's all gone. Like, Jeff's just a guy in a suit in the movie.
Jeff, I wanted to tell you this last week. I took a trip by myself to Palm Springs, and I really was trying to channel you when I was walking out in the city. I took with me a book, and I went to a Mexican restaurant, and I'm just like, Jeff Davis just going to read this book. I got salsa all over my book.
That doesn't surprise me a bit, because I've seen you around salsa. We were in San Francisco a couple years ago, and
I've seen you around salsa is a great name for this episode.
We called Aaron the salsa monster because there was a salsa bar in the Mission at this burrito place, and we were all dead. We were just drinking all day long. It was the last day of our trip. We extended our stay another day. We all got drunk and high and went to this burrito place, and there was a salsa bar was not those little small plastic ramekins they give you to put salsa. This one had like quarter pound like tubs, like big ones that you could like you get olives at at Gelson's or something like that. And you kept going to the bar and getting more salsa.
I was upsetting children. That's not an exaggeration. Children that were near the bar.
She kept going back. I got to get more salsa because she was out of salsa. The reason why you were out of salsa is because none of it was in your mouth or on the food. It was on the floor, in your lap, on my shoe, on the table. I was like, at one point I was like, maybe you don't actually like salsa.
The end of my Palm Springs Jeff Davis trip was that I got salsa all over my book. And I had 2 margaritas, and I went back to my car, and I took a 2-hour nap in my car on the street in Palm Springs.
That's exactly how I do it.
And it was like a vision quest where I was going to find myself, and I found myself drunk in a car.
So what were you hoping that would happen if you successfully channeled me? That'd be grand.
Yeah, well, that's a good question. What does happen to Jeff in those moments between
emotional
dimensions?
Armor?
Do you go and rejoin the Adjustment Bureau and just... You have friends between dimensions, or you...
Really quick about that.
I'm gonna go read Moby Dick over a shot of Fernet Branca down the street. Okay, Jeff. Jeez, who's that guy? I think he's kidding. Once upon a time, and he goes through a portal, and there's just other guys in suits that are pretending to read Moby Dick.
Yeah. Sounds like Wings of Desire. Have you seen that movie?
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
a fucking great movie.
I love that movie. Dan, what's your feelings about Wings of Desire?
I don't even know what that is.
It was remade into an American movie starring Nicolas Cage called City of Angels.
Yeah.
And it's these angels who just sort of
Meg
go
Ryan
around.
and...
Yeah, that's what the movie is. But there's a great scene where they're like a guy so these angels just sort of go around the city unseen, Berlin, and sort of...
Yeah, and Peter Falk spoiler? Is that bad to say with Peter Falk, isn't it?
It is a spoiler.
Yeah, like Peter Falk is in it, plays himself, and it's this
Oh,
awesome.
yeah, he plays himself.
What's his name? It's
Bruno Ganz is
the director, the German director.
Wim Wenders.
Wim Wenders. It's a beautiful, wonderful movie.
It's an amazing movie.
Yeah, but my favorite thing on the tour, like the director Neil kept saying, like, Jeff, like we need a shot of you, like I want to know what you do when you go away, because we would hit town and towns that were cool, like New York or I mean most of the towns we went to were big cities and cool places to go, and I just kind of like to go on my own, grab a book, and just kind of bone out, look on Yelp and find a like piece of pizza or something like that, or a nice something to eat. And just spend a moment like alone doing that. And he kept trying to follow me around. I just get these calls from Neil Berkeley. It's like, Jeff, where are you right now? I said, I'm in a subway in New York going to the city, like from Brooklyn. Can I send cameras? But no, because we won't be able to shoot where I want to go. Like you won't be able to clear cameras at the place I'm going to. So in Chicago, we finally did. He's like, Jeff, we need to find out. I'm just out of curiosity. What do you do when you go off into the night on your own? And so I said, I'm going to go to this place or that place. If you can clear a camera there.
What were the places?
Butt nuts with a Z.
And the
Butt nuts?
And the manhole.